Now Sanjaya is replying to Dhritarashtra's question. Društva tu Pandavanikam vyudham Duryodhanastada Acharyamupasangamya Raja Vachanam Abravit. Pasya etam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatin Chamum Vyudham Drupadaputrena Tava Sishyena Dhimata Atra Sura Maheshvasa Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha Drushtaketu Chekitana Kasirajascha Viryavan Purujit Kunti Bhojascha Sebyascha Narapungavaha Yudhamanyuscha Vikrantaha Uttamaujascha Viryavan Saubhadraha Draupadeyascha Sarva eva Maharataha Asmakam tu Visishtaye Tanni Bodhati Jottama Nayaka Mama Sainyasya Sannartham Tan Bravimite. Sanjaya said, Then Duryodhana the prince, seeing the army of the Pandavas drawn up in battle array, approached his master and spoke these words. Behold, O master, this great army of the sons of Pandu, arrayed by your wise pupil, the son of Drupada. Here are men of valor, mighty archers, the equals of Bhima and Arjuna in battle, Yudhana, Virata and Drupada, the Maharathi. Drishtaketu, Chetikana, and the valiant king of Kashi, also Purujit, Kaunti Bhoja, and Shaibya, chief among men. Know well, O noblest of the twice born, those who are preeminent among us. I speak to you of the leaders of my army, so that you may know them. I again repeat the 7th verse. Know well, O noblest of the twice born, those who are preeminent among us. I speak to you of the leaders of my army, that you may know them. Now let us get the essence of these 6 verses. In this crucial moment, Duryodhana approached his master, Dronacharya, for blessings and strength. The master here is Dronacharya, who has taught the art of war to both Kauravas and Pandavas. The master or Acharya is one who understands the meaning of the scriptures, teaches it to others, and practices the teaching himself. Duryodhana points out to his master that the opposing army is certainly large and powerful, but it really doesn't matter because his own army is graced by the master. Drishtadyumna, the son of Drupada, is the commander-in-chief of the Pandavas' army, and he is also the disciple of Dronacharya. Duryodhana is conveying the message that he is supported by the master, while the Pandava army is supported only by the disciple. Although wise, he remains after all a disciple, and since he is so ready to fight against his master, his morale will be weak and his strength will fail him. Duryodhana here tries to create an effect to excite the master's mind against the disciple who has organized the front against him. Then he mentions Bhima and Arjuna, Yudhana, Virata and Drupada. Here Drupada is referred to as Maharathi, which means a great warrior proficient in military science who single-handedly can fight 10,000 archers. Then Duryodhana names some more great warriors in the opposing army. The purpose of naming all these great warriors is to strengthen his own mind and awaken a deep sense of responsibility in the mind of his master, and also produce alertness in all of those who are listening to him. Now he draws the attention of his master to the great heroes of his own army. He addresses his master Dronacharya as twice born. This is to flatter him, and at the same time he wants to raise his sense of responsibility so that he shall remain true to the cause that he has undertaken. This term, twice born, is generally used for one born in a Brahmana family, although other castes are also eligible for the ceremony of purification according to Vedic rites. A Brahmana is said to be twice born because after his birth, when he is about 8 years old, he undergoes a Vedic ceremony of purification, and this qualifies him for the study of the Vedas. This study of the Vedas is the main function of a Brahmana. This second birth is important in life because it gives a man born of flesh entry into the field of spirit. This is the main purpose of the study of the Vedas, which opens the door to the inner kingdom of man and enables him to see the light of God. By mentioning all the names of the heroes of his army, Duryodhana, to begin with, reviews his own strength and creates an awareness of the mighty power which belongs to him and to everyone who is there to support him. Now, this is the end of the essence of Maharishi Gita till the 7th verse. To this I will add some more, because Bhagavad Gita is endless, and I started reading Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita at the age of 9. Now I am 70 years old, and in the span of these 60 years I have read so many Bhagavad Gitas which were all written by enlightened gurus. Everyone should read Mahabharatam at least once in their lifetime. It is such a great and huge epic. And when one reads Mahabharatam, then you begin to understand all these characters that are being mentioned, and you will be able to understand the Bhagavad Gita in a different light. Mahabharata is not just an epic history. It is not simply the fight between good and evil. It is just not a war between dharma and adharma, but it is more than this. It is the epic which is showing us the path of living Advaita, and it is showing this path through the Gita and helping the whole humanity to gain the ultimate liberation. Mahabharata is like an ocean. It has at least 10,000 stories woven into it. This great war was between 180 million people, which is about 18 crores. 110 million were on the Kaurava side. They represented the negative forces. 70 million were on the Pandava side, and they represented the positive forces. The war lasted for 18 days and nights. This great war of Mahabharata is actually the fight between the positive and negative samskaras, which are actually the deep-rooted thought patterns which one carries about oneself, the others, and the region or the whole country. Again, these impressions or the thought patterns and samskaras are not just about you, but also of many people around you and the whole country or the world. These samskaras become the conflicting patterns, the various conflicts that you see within yourself and others, various negative tendencies, inadequacies and incompletions that you see within yourself and others, and become the obstacles in the journey to enlightenment or liberation. There are so many characters in the Mahabharata, and all of these teach you so much. Just reading the Mahabharata and learning from Bhagavad Gita is enough to give you a life of fulfillment, a successful life, a very creative existence, and a happy existence. Whether you want to just gain abundance and wealth, whether you want to learn good business and administration, whether you want to become a good leader, you want to have a lot of creativity for success, or you want to lead a dharmic life, you will be able to gain all of these and much more through Gita. This is a great opportunity to rewrite your future and a tremendous opportunity to resolve all life questions and also get rid of all the samskaras, the negative samskaras, and to bring completion. There are 4 spiritual principles which are mentioned in the Mahabharatam and Gita, and all of these are very important for every seeker to gain more evolution leading to enlightenment. Everyone should develop these principles and live them. Again, gaining these 4 principles will become easier when one understands them intellectually and also incorporates it in the sadhana by transcending every day. When one transcends and establishes the contact with the being, and when you come out, then that will influence the mind and the thoughts, and the mind will be naturally drawn to these 4 principles. Now let us see what they are. The first one is called Sampurti. In English, the closest word is maintaining the integrity. Here the integrity is towards the thought and the words that you are giving to yourself and to others. You are fulfilling the words given to yourself and to others. So when you give a word, usually you hear somebody saying, I gave my word. That means you have to fulfill that word. You have to fulfill whatever the purpose of that word is. And this is the highest integrity. By maintaining this integrity, then you start experiencing the state of Purnatva. Purnatva, the fulfillment and the completion within oneself and with life. The second principle is Shraddha. The closest word in the English language is authenticity or maintaining authenticity, which means you live life to the peak of your capability. You establish your existence in the peak of your capability. You help others and do your work to the peak of your capability. You respond to the whole of life from that peak of your capability. The third principle is upayanam, and in the English language, the closest word is living with responsibility. So here you are living and responding to life from the truth, which is the source of you. So your responsibility is from that truth itself, the truth of who you are. And this responsibility is for yourself, for people around you, and for all the happenings that are happening around you. In essence, one takes the responsibility of not only oneself, but also takes the responsibility of others and others' happenings in their lives. The fourth principle is apyayanam, and the English word close to this is living, enriching others. So you take the other three principles, the principles of responsibility with integrity and authenticity, and you continue to bring expansion of happiness, expansion of all that is good for others, and above all, expansion of the consciousness within you and others. So you are enriching an individual both holistically, consciously, consciousness-wise, and also materialistically. When these four principles are clearly understood and awakened, and you live them in your existence, they will subsequently release several powers within you. When you practice and live integrity, then the power of words or Vak Shakti becomes available to you. When you practice and live with authenticity, the power of thoughts or Mano Shakti is developed. When you live a life of responsibility for you and the others, then the power of feeling or Prema Shakti is developed. And when you start enriching everyone and everything around you, then the power of living or Atma Shakti develops. Next, we will go into the essence of Maharishi's commentary from the 8th sloka onwards, and then as we find time, I will keep incorporating these little pieces of knowledge here and there. I don't want these audios to be very large. The main thing again is always gain the knowledge and practice transcendence, and this is how you quickly expand in your consciousness and attain enlightenment. Jai Gurudev. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu.
Shasha